I'm Desiree.
And I'm Jordan.
We just bought our dream blue water sailboat called Atticus II, and we're working hard to transform her from a weekend cruiser into a long-distance offshore voyager.
Since buying the boat, we've been in Branford, Connecticut, tackling some urgent projects that need to get done before we can set sail for Maine to kick off our first adventure on Atticus II. Welcome to Sailing Project Atticus. All right, so now that we're finally done with the bilge pump renovation, I'm gonna address the issue that actually brought my attention to our bilge pumps in the first place. When we first bought the boat, the bilge pump would run, I don't know, maybe once every hour for a couple of seconds. And I think I figured out what's going on. And it's actually a connection point between the PEX hose and a quick connect T-fitting. So I'm gonna just basically disassemble this fitting and see what might be the issue. PEX tubing is basically a really durable yet flexible plastic tubing that is safe for use with drinking water. So it's getting to become pretty standard with modern boat plumbing, as well as with a lot of modern house plumbing as well. What's great about it is that it's flexible, so it's easy to run long distances without having to make too many connections. And then when you do need to make a connection, you can use really simple, quick, and easy to use quick connect fittings to make those connections. But there are a few ways that these quick connect fittings can fail. So I'm looking at this hose here, and I actually think that the reason it's been leaking is the quick connect fittings have little teeth, so that when you push the hose into the fitting, it actually pushes the teeth into the plastic rubber material of the hose. And it appears somebody tried to kind of pull the hose through the teeth because there's way too many teeth marks all over the end of this hose. The O-ring inside of the quick connect fitting that's designed to seal against the hose isn't making a good seal because the outer layer of the hose is just all scarred with these teeth marks. And so I think my best bet is to replace a small length of this hose and then splice in a new length of hose with a straight quick connect fitting. It's on and we're good to go. So let's pressurize the system, see how we did. Oh shit, turn it off, turn it off, turn it off. That did not work. Let's see what I did wrong. I think maybe what had happened was you kind of install it by pushing it in, and then everything cinches down by pulling it out. And it's the action of pulling the hose away from the fitting that kind of clamps everything down. I just had to pull the two hoses away from the fitting, and that sort of cinched everything down. So let's see if it works now. Okay, well, that's a lot less water, so that's good. And how we doing in here? Yeah, we're looking nice and dry. So if the bilge pump doesn't run regularly now, then we're good to go, and we might actually be able to have some dry bilges for a while.
All right, well, today we're moving to another boatyard down the river. They've got some space for us, whereas this marina that we're at right now, they're filling up for the summer. So we are heading over to Dutch Wharf, Marina, and Boatyard. We are a little bit more confident today with our docking. Hopefully nothing crazy happens.
Okay, here we go. Let me know before we rock. So one thing I learned from our docking practice the other week is that because the prop wants to walk to port, it's a good idea to push forward against a spring line to get the stern out to starboard. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, on the boat.
Here we go. This way, even if the prop does walk the boat over to port, we're far enough away from the dock where we don't hit it at all as we're backing up.
Okay, we're clear of all the pilings.
No kidding.
That happened faster than I thought it would.
big lesson, I think, from our docking practice was to use a midship spring line as the very first line on the dock. That way I can push forward against that spring line, turning hard to starboard, and that'll effectively just pull the boat right up to the dock so that we have plenty of time to get the other lines on.
All right, stop her there.
Well, I gotta say, that was a whole lot easier than the other day. I think that even though we totally botched our docking the other day, it was a really good learning experience. Like, I really have a good sense of what not to do now. I'm hoping for more dockings like that in the future. It is a beautiful freaking day today. There's a little bit of wind, it's warm, it's sunny. So I think we're gonna try to take the boat sailing today. But before we do, I've gotta put the new reefing lines on. Okay, I think that'll do it. So let's raise this main and see if we got our lengths right and if these lines are gonna work. Okay, I think that's gonna do it. We got the main all the way up, and we got plenty of both lines for the second reef and plenty of both lines for the first reef. So what's really nice about this setup is that I could actually reef all of the sails on the boat from the cockpit without having to go forward. I feel like one of the most dangerous things that we do when we're sailing offshore is leave the cockpit when it starts to get real windy. I really want to try this out to see if this works and is worth all of those extra lines all over the place. Now the wind's starting to pick up, so let's get this main down and see if we can't go sailing.
Well, the weather is gorgeous today. We got a little bit of wind, so we're gonna take this boat out sailing to do what she's meant to do. Let's get out there, buddy.
Okay, lines on, go ahead. So another thing that we learned last week is that if the prop walk and the wind are gonna push us into the wrong direction, we just shouldn't fight it and let the wind and the prop walk push the boat where it will, and then turn around once we have the room. It is so freaking beautiful today, man. This is awesome. We're starting to come out to open water and we're feeling that like cold air come in, you know, that like sea breeze. Oh, I'm so stoked. All right, I think we're in the clear. You want to use autopilot?
Sure.
Go ahead and hit auto. So it's gonna hold that heading at 208. And if you want to adjust the heading, you push any of these.
Got it.
There you go, Capitan.
Easy enough? Where's my beer?
Yeah, I know, right? When it gets hard, double check that nothing is like caught up. So the things you're gonna check are these two red reefing lines and those two green reefing lines.
Okay.
Because if we don't do this right, we tear the sail. There it goes. Guess what?
We're sailing?
We're sailing.
How you feeling there, Skipper?
I'm on top of the freaking world right now. Oh my God. We're doing 6 knots in 15 knots of wind, and we're at like 46 degrees to the wind. That's freaking amazing.
Yeah, I'm surprised. It is very comfortable.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Time to celebrate.
Okay.
You get the American koozie.
Hell yeah.
Do you want blackberry or raspberry?
Raspberry.
All right.
Check this out. That, like, you know, kind of hump seat here, this is why they do it, so you can have a nice seat no matter how far over the boat is heeling.
Step aside, Captain.
No, this is my spot.
No.
This is for the captain.
Give me the hump. Huh.
Tell me that's not comfortable.
Yeah, okay. It's comfortable.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like Forrest and
like
Bubba.
Forrest. Poor Bubba. Aw, poor Bubba.
Poor Bubba.
This is nice, buddy. It's weird to have a boat that works really well at the dock and then also out here.
I know. That's the good thing about living on a 30-foot boat for 6 years is this feels like a palace.
Mm-hmm.
How's it going down here? Are you asleep?
I just want to like go and feel how it would feel down here. And then like, oh, the waves sound and like the nice lull of the boat. Oh my God, I just passed out.
Yeah.
I can't believe we're sailing right now.
I know. No kidding. It's fun to see the boat and feel the inside of the boat when it's heeled over. It's like John Kretschmer said, we've got a lot of hip holds. You can get around without using your hands at all, even when the boat's heeled over quite a bit.
Let's just keep that autopilot on and take a nap.
Just keep going.
You can play around with your hip holds and I'll be taking a nap.
Okay, sounds good. We're heading back home, and I just wanted to show you guys. So the boat has AIS, so you can see here, I select that guy. We just had an alarm go off. The nearest approach is 600 to 800 feet, and that's gonna happen in 11 minutes. What that is, there's a sailboat way out there, but it's just night and day compared to what we used to do. We used to like get the compass, hand bearing compass out and look at a boat and get a bearing, and then wait 5 minutes and then get a bearing on that boat again. If the bearing had stayed the same, then you had a risk of collision. Just looking at a freaking screen, being like, oh, not even looking at the screen. The screen
like, beep, beep,
beeps at me. He's like, hey, you, quit messing around having romance time with your wife and like take a look.
So we're having romance time?
I thought it was romancy.
Yeah?
Yeah, there was a lot of like that.
Like this?
Like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Romance time.
Yeah, romance time.
I like it.
Good, get used to it.
We've been on more day sails than I can count, but I think this moment is going to stand out in my memory, marking our new home, a new stage in our lives, and a new chapter in our journey. With the sun setting over New England, I look around and think of all the places that we'll go and all the things that we'll see. And yet, in this moment, there's nowhere I'd rather be than right here, right now.
What a fun day.
That was very fun and very rewarding.
Yeah.
I think we nailed docking.
Yeah, we did.
It was beautiful. What a gentleman.
I know, right?
Wow, are you in port for me?
Yeah, because we're filming. I want people to think I'm a really good husband.
Yeah. All the romance time.
All the romance time.
And now this. Wow.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
To our very first sail on our new home.
Yeah.
And here's to many, many other great sales like it.
What's a crybaby?
It's because all the romance time.
I know. Hey guys, thanks so much for checking out this week's episode. I also wanted to mention that the Marina and Boatyard that we're staying at, Dutch Wharf, Boatyard, and Marina, is looking for a shipwright and a rigger. So if you're super passionate about rigging and carpentry on boats, give them a call. I will link their information in the description below. I wanted to take a couple of minutes for some quick shout outs. So first off, a huge happy birthday to one of our patrons, Mark Verhoeven. Also, we wanted to give a huge thank you to Karen and Jay Lucier, who've been bringing us lots of goodies by the boat and really making us feel at home in Brantford. I also wanted to thank some of our newest Yachtmaster level patrons, so thank you so much, Steve Tutt, Katie Brown, and William Pfaff. Moving on, I wanted to thank some of our newest deckhand level patrons, Daniel Wagaman, Stig Goran Augustson, Victoria MAKRIS, Carlos Garcia de Paredes, Scott Sander, Ed Sunder, Robert Baker, Bruno de Castro Fernandez, Mark and Ashley Barnett, Todd Rose, Wayne Powell, Michael Lopez, Fred Reed, Sailing SV Freedom, John and Carol Salazar, Dave and Susie Rogala, Eric and Yvonne Stevens, Pete Beer, and Jamie Guzman. So thank you guys so much for all of your support. Without it, these videos would not be possible. Other than that, we'll see you guys next week.